So, as is the norm, if I like something, the people hate it, and if I hate something, the people like it. So naturally, last week I enjoyed Raw, and yeah, everyone else seemed to really hate it. So, will it be like that this week? I will get on with it, just you watch me. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to these. These are going to be some more Wwe Raw thoughts. Now, before we get on with that, I just want to talk about two little things. First things first, in the description box, there's a link to my wonderfully talented brother's new EP. It's quite fantastic. Hey, I got a shout out on one of the tunes. Happy fucking days. Go and check it out. If you like the intro music you've just heard, for example, that is by my brother Craig. And yeah, my brothers are just ludicrously talented when it comes to music. Right, secondly, we're going to be filming, as soon as this video is filmed, we're going to be filming a new pilot sort of thing. It's going to be called, what are we calling it? It's going to be called Cashing In, Marking Out. Thank you to Liam Monaghan on Twitter for that wonderful name. We like that one a lot. Basically, if you weren't about for last week's episode of Raw, me and Bobby Cash, we're going to start doing a series where we look at an episode of a TV show, not a pay-per-view, which so many of you suggested. Unbelievable. A TV show where we pick out a particular moment in wrestling history. This first one, for example, will be from 1999. It'll be Chris Jericho's debut on Raw. Everyone remembers that little segment, don't they? But what was the rest of the show like? Do you remember anything about that show other than Chris Jericho's debut that night? So yeah, loads of you voted. Loads of you. That was one of 3 shows that had 3 votes. There was 102 comments. Yeah, but everyone has got so many memories that are like, yep, that one's good, and that one's good, and that one's good. We were looking for which one got the most. It was the This Is Your Life episode of WWF Raw, and there was the Pipe Bomb promo from CM Punk from a couple of years ago, and there was Jericho's This Is Your Life. And we felt that Jericho's This Is Your Life, there you are, there's a fuck up straight away, eh? The Jericho's debut on Raw was the one that we both wanted to see. So from my point of view, both the ones from the Attitude Era were quite interesting because they were from 1999. You may remember I did my 1999 Sucks series where I said that Raw and SmackDown in 1999 were fantastic, but the pay-per-views were terrible. So this is one of those times where I haven't seen that episode of Raw since the night it happened, or since the Friday it happened afterwards, because I used to get Raw over here on a Friday night. Yeah, so I've seen it the one time, don't remember it other than from the Jericho debut, so it's going to be really interesting to see if my theory holds any water. Should we get on with Raw? Because I've baffled, I'm an idiot. I've waffled away for way too long, haven't I? So, first thing on Raw, of course, what else would it be? John Cena. He comes out and cuts an awful promo in the style of Daniel Bryan and says, yes, and blah, 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 and no, and get on with it. Not caring at all. Vicky Guerrero interrupts and says that they can get to pick the match stipulation with Cena and Ryback, because Ryback can come out and Roddy Raw. Cena says, why don't we have a wine-off? And he gets a faint smile as he does an impression of Ryback. Ryback then chooses the stipulation for the match, and it's a last man standing match. And you think to yourself, oh, really? Firstly, John Cena doesn't do losing last man standing matches ever, does he? And secondly, haven't we had 2 last man standing matches this year already? That's a bit of a gimmick overkill, isn't it? Something that I don't particularly like. Randy Orton then defeated Damien Sandow in an alright match. Sandow's song at the beginning of this match was the best thing of it, unfortunately. It's standard Orton. It's standard Orton. Orton's not going to lose a match like this. I mean, he's got a decent amount of time. It's something we can go at. Afterwards, after the RKO, which obviously gets to when Big Slow comes out and knocks out Randy Orton. Hoorah! R-Truth then defeated Fandango via countout in a nothing match. Jericho and Tensai and Brodus Clay came out to judge the match, and everything that Fandango did, they gave really low numbers to, and everything that R-Truth did, they gave really high numbers to. For example, a dropkick getting a 10 out of 10, and Fandango got vexed at this and walked out, which is nice, I suppose. The Fandango shut up was noticeable, but cheers for that. But they're getting quieter by the week, aren't they? Doesn't look good for him, I don't think. Del Rio then defeated Ziggler in a decent match. The match was okay after the aftermath. Legitimately made me mark out. The match was all right, as we've seen these two fight before, and they know they can put on a decent match. What happened afterwards, as Big E Langston was the one who caused the disqualification, and he launched Alberto Del Rio onto a Jack Swagger who was on the outside. Jack Swagger goes fucking tech, blasts Biggie Langston into the ring post, then takes a ladder out from under the ring, rams that into Ricardo really hard, and then gets the ring and legitimately makes me mark out when he hits both Ziggler and Del Rio with evil ladder shots that, you know, like, proper made you wince. That's the one. You're like, damn. So that's that. This little thing here actually did something that I didn't think would be possible. That's actually made me want. I'm looking forward to the ladder match a lot more than I was before. That's not to say that I'm, oh my god, I can't wait for this fucking match. But at the same time, before I was just like, don't give a shit about this match. Now I was like, yeah, that could be a good match. So they achieved it. It's gold, isn't it? Apparently, WWE and Yahoo have made a deal, which is whoop-de-fucking-do. And then in the back, Caitlyn gets a text with a Simpsons reference on it. Yay! Hurrah! And then the Shield defeating the Usos and Kofi Kingston in one of those. The Usos are actually still employed? Really? Every time they were in the ring, the crowd just didn't care at all. I thought this match was alright, believe it or not. The Usos did the face in peril thing for way too long, and no one cared. No one gave a fuck about the Usos at all. When Kofi got the hot tag, though, it was a legitimate pop for the hot tag. The Shield looked vulnerable enough so that when Kofi hit the boom drop, for example, you got into the near fall, so that, you know, achieved something there, but at the same time, the Shield looked ridiculously strong. And that driver that Ambrose did to get the win was fucking pretty. Antonio Cesaro defeated Zack Ryder in a nothing match. Ryder not only gets no entrance, but gets very, very little offense. And the neutralizer gets the win for Cesaro. And you sat there watching that one with he does that massive uppercut, Cesaro does, doesn't he? You're left with the, why isn't that the finish? It makes you feel like the neutralizer is just a joke. It's superfluous to requirements. How's that sound? Hey. I can use big words too. At Stamford, Connecticut, at WWE Titan Towers, Bork Laser and Paul Heyman make their way to Triple H's office, including a nice little funny moment where they're in the lift and Paul Heyman starts whistling Fandango's music. That's quite fun. It makes you think to yourself that WWE security is pretty damn lax, doesn't it? As Bork Laser and Paul Heyman are just able to walk up to Triple H's office, and they, I guess it's Sledgehammer, and destroys the office, and everyone's happy. And then Paul Heyman appears on the big screen and talks for a bit. Triple H's music hits, he comes out, big pop, and, well, I mean, he gets a lot of cheap pops, basically. Everything he says, I'm sure there's a lot of heart and passion in it, but at the same time, you just start going, yeah, stop talking now. You know, he starts talking about that he's got two offices. The office that you destroyed and my other office is right here. And like, oh, you cheesy fuck. No, and no again. Just no, please don't do that. Yeah, he's going to beat him in a cage and don't give a fuck. The segment was way too long, was the problem I felt, and the Triple H didn't really sell it. He wasn't pissed off at all. He was just, you know, smiling about all the stuff. And I mean, someone who actually doesn't give a fuck about this match at all as it is. I've seen them fight twice now. I don't need to see them fight a third time. This didn't really do anything to spark my interest at all. Also, if I've learned anything over the years, that during the Attitude Era, when the whole Get It advert where they went round Titan Towers, nothing like that was happening. I was disappointed. Then, Caitlyn and the Funk Cadets, or whatever they're called, defeated the Bella Twins and AJ, which is lovely. Then Mark Henry comes out and challenges Sheamus to a match. Sheamus, they showed a clip from SmackDown. I was going to say that, from SmackDown. I don't know. They had an arm wrestling match, yeah? Sheamus wanted to use the left hand. Why? So he could fucking cheap shot Mark Henry. And once again, as I said last week on Raw, he came across as a sore loser. He really, really did. Sheamus came out and they argued back and forth. Then Wade Barrett came out because he's had a scheduled match with Sheamus. Now, I've got a hand on heart confess, yeah, when Wade Barrett's music hit, I didn't know who it was because I haven't seen him have an entrance for that long. It's like, it's that guy, yeah, it's Wade. Yay. Match was alright, it was nothing special. The best part about this match, to be honest, was Mark Henry. He was on the outside on guest commentary and was absolutely hilarious. The way he kept telling Michael Cole to shut up was just magnificent. And then when Sheamus and Wade Barrett were brawling outside, Sheamus goes to launch Wade Barrett at Henry. And the way that Henry fucking ducked back was awesome, absolutely fantastic. I mean, the IC title isn't on the line, so it's obvious who's going to win this one. Wade Barrett, of course, is going to take the bro kick and lay down. And then Mark Henry absolutely batters Sheamus on the outside with a belt and hits the world's strongest slam on the outside, which is lovely. And once again, that's done more to make me want to see a match that previously I wasn't looking forward to. So there's two that is done. So at least this Raw's accomplished something, hasn't it? In the main event, and yes, we got a main event. again, happy days. Ryback defeating Kane in a is this one over kind of match, you know what I mean? It's like, come on, get to the point of this one. We know what's going to happen at the end. We're not going to see Shield and Cena and all that. Can we get to that bit? Because this match just isn't doing anything for me. Shell Shock gets the win for Ryback. The Shield make their way to the ring, but Daniel Bryan and Cena come out, and so the Shield go, fuck it, I'm not interested. And then Ryback plants Cena in the guts with a chair. And that's what closes the show as he's shouting, Ryback rules, and no one cares. Since he's turned heel, I swear the interest in Ryback has just evaporated. The reactions for his matches and for his entrance is just non-existent, really, isn't it? So this Raw wasn't as good as last week. It's obviously not the worst Raw I've ever seen. It achieved two things. Made me look forward to two matches that before I wasn't looking forward to, or weren't looking forward to. Either way is good. And that was that, really. Extreme Rules still feels very, very far away, so, there's more of this to come before we get there. Yay. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be back on Tuesday. Oh, so it's Tuesday today, dickhead. I'll be back on Thursday with our pilot episode type thing of cashing in, marking out. We're going to do the Jericho debut. As said, check out my brother's EP. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't, and the like one, and I'll be back very soon. What the... made me jump. Legitimately.
So that's what that feels like.
Take it easy. Weird boy.